saw you at, I think it was Shane's
show. At Shane's show.
And I didn't know that was you. Yeah. And like we talked, chilled, and everything. And then like the next week, I realized it was you, and I was like, well, fuck. I mean, how did we not like chop it up a little more?
We've been connected for years and didn't even know it. Because even at the there was a showcase maybe 3 years ago at the Mason Jar Music. Y'all, you won the competition. It was at the shopping center.
Yeah.
Yep.
Open mic explosion.
I was in there. I was in there trying to help out with sound, trying to do my thing. Listen, I tried to tell cats like they were gonna win because none of y'all want to put together a show.
Yeah.
Y'all can't hate on Mason Jar Music because some cats was mad, and I'm like, how y'all mad? Y'all could have put a band together.
Yeah.
Did y'all rehearse? Because they rehearsed.
Yeah.
Y'all can go book us some studio time, work on your set, and make it memorable. Go find three dancing homies.
What?
And have them behind you while you sitting there. No, nobody want to do nothing.
Yeah.
No, these boys was like weekly, bi-week, or no, like twice a week, like rehearsals. Like especially if they had a show coming out, like they was like, no, we're in the lab for 2 days this week because we're gonna get it right. And I'm like, dude, even if y'all were whack, which you ain't, that just gives you a head of an edge on the competition because
I had a conversation with a rapper about that shit recently because I was like, and we were talking about the open mic explosion because he was there and shit, and he was like, I was like, I almost felt bad leaving because I was like, it wasn't fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't. But it was at the same time.
But at the same time, I was like, bro, the work we fucking put in, that's what made me not feel bad because I was like, before I started fucking with a band, I was just like all the other rappers. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dog, you know, let's record this song. That shit's fire, bro. Let's do that song. You know what I'm saying? And like, and I rode in my car or some shit and listened to it. And like rap my verse, but didn't like with Mason Jar. I know every word to Dusty's verse, every word to City's verse. I know when the guitar's coming. I know when because we because the band was like, yo, we got to get together. We got to fucking practice. And the tempo. Luckily, the way that we do it with the band, we fucking have the track playing. We bring the DJ, obviously, y'all know, but that keeps the band tight and on time with what we're doing, so we don't have to like speed up our verses or slow them down or do any kind of improvisation because that shit's keeping the drummer's got the fucking ears in. Everyone else doesn't even have ears, which
that's all that matters because once
the
drummer's on, everything else can fall.
We're good. But like you said, like we came in there, dog, and like we're performing a song that we've performed 100 times in the last month. You know what I'm saying?
And not 80% of that off stage.
Yeah.
80% of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like not on a stage.
Performing a song that you've stopped halfway through and go, stop. Hey, at this part, let's do this.
Right.
Like let's throw in this flair here because like or like a simple thing like let's both of us jump at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, let's make sure that's choreographed.
Yeah. And like so for real, like one of my biggest interest right now and where I'm trying to shift my business and my life is artist development. That's one of the biggest things I'm focused on that was my goal always with Charleston is we were talking about mentality even before we got rolling, but when you're really focused on growing your career, you have to look at what's really going on in the industry and you have to be up to par. You have to be up to par, and that comes with rehearsing. That comes with doing all the things professionals do, and that's and I've always tell cats like, you're not gonna match up to Mason Jar Music until you're professional.
Yeah,
you're not, and Mason Jar Music is hot in Charleston, and you got Savannah. I know y'all got y'all
but we're not popping like that.
But you're not the number one band in the world.
Absolutely not.
So if Mason Jar Music is out here rehearsing their asses off, and you ain't even did nothing but listen to your song a few times in the headphones.
Memorize your verse.
Yeah. You haven't did no jumping jacks. You haven't physically performed your song, and then you get on stage and wonder why these cats are better than you. And
I don't know which artist it was, but it was somebody that got signed to Rick Ross, or right before they got signed to Rick Ross, and he was on a podcast and he was talking about it, and he was like, "Yo, before I could like commit to Rick Ross, he was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and let you know right now." Like, all that rapping, floss and shit we do, we do that shit after work. Yeah. Because if you're ready to do this, it's going to be 4 months, no bitches, no drinking, no drugs. It's gonna be in the studio working.
Yeah,
like we work, and then and once we've achieved the sound or the product that we need, and it pops, then we'll party.
Well, that's what I wanted to. I was gonna use like. I mean, you can fill in the blank, but let's use Drake as an example. Like one of the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah.
Rehearses more than you, and you're trying to get on. Like he's on. He doesn't have to fucking rehearse. He can come out and sit down in a chair on the stage and let the fucking
Currency
crowd
does that, by the way.
Sing the whole But he could. You know what I'm saying? But this motherfucker's rehearsing once a day. Fucking drinking honey water, you know what I'm saying? Like not talking for a whole day.
Like this when he does
it's just like, I can't do a podcast today. I got a show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But you're gonna fucking think that you can go to work or sell a few bags of weed and
turn this into a music career.
Yeah, and bump your music and shit and just listen to it and be like, I'm gonna show up to this club and like they paid me $200 to be here. Like fuck, I'm a just put the mic down while the fucking hook's going and let my track play.
Yeah,
like,
not gonna interact with a single person in the crowd.
No, and I'm gonna come in late and I'm gonna leave early. You know what I'm saying?
And that ties back to being prepared. You know, like you have to be prepared, and that's where so many artists in our community fail. They think they're doing it. Yeah, they think they're doing it. There's so many stories, man. Like, and to piggyback off of what you were saying earlier, like Caskey. I got to work with Caskey at Studio 18.
Dude. So, I was gonna get to it, yo. Caskey's my dog, yo.
I worked at Studio 18 for 6 years. Shout out Connor. Shout out the whole team over there, man. I met some of the most amazing people in my life down there, and I'm gonna talk about you guys more. But I got to meet Caskey there. Got to run a couple sessions with him, and one of my mentalities was like, being from Charleston, I was like, if I'm gonna get to a point where I'm brushing shoulders with people that are doing it, this is what he signed to Cash Money, right? I'm gonna learn something from these guys. I didn't really care about being the best engineer at the time, didn't care about being the best producer, but I got to sit down with him, and my dog pulls out his phone, and when he's like, yo, these are all the songs I got in the cut, and my dog is scrolling forever. Yeah. Forever. And he was like, I was like, so like, what happened? Like, how did you get this? Like, how you got so many songs? He's like, so I get the Cash Money afterwards, right? And Baby tell him, all right, listen to his back catalog. First off, you have to have a back catalog of music. Yeah. Listen to, he's like, all right. From what I remember him telling me, he was basically like, yo, I like this song, I like this song, I like this song. Give me like 10 of those vibes. Give me like 10 of these vibes. Give me like 10 of these vibes. All right? He knock him out. Cassie working. He knocking bitches out. Then he take him back. Yo, this is what I got. All right, baby, listen to him again. All right, I need like 10 of these. Did this to him for seemed like over a year, bro. Yeah. My dog has thousands of tracks. Yeah. And it's like, you think you can match up to that, and you're dropping an EP, you're recording an EP and then dropping it? Yeah. His back catalog is ready for the next 10 years of his life. Right. And this was back in 2000, whatever. What, 13, 14?
Yeah,
What year did Cassie get put on?
I don't know. Probably like
when did Word
I'd say 09.
It was No Complaints.
I'd say like 08, 09, somewhere.
I was down in Florida. We was in Tampa. Yeah. And my man's we had a couple homies that went to school in Orlando. Shout out Fast Eddie, Stephen Hawkins, Squad, all them boys. But
yeah, they was going full sail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, full sail gang.
So we was in Tampa, and Eddie came over from Orlando, and we sitting there chopping it up with this dude, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I fuck with this Caskey dude, man." And he was a producer. I forget his name, but he's playing us some Caskey shit. He's like, "Yeah, I worked with him on this, and I worked on this, and this." I was like, "Who the fuck is this dude, yo?" Yeah. And then Eddie was like, "Yo, this is his album, No Complaints." Bro, I've been fucking with Caskey ever since the first song on that album. That was the first, because I never heard nothing from him. The first song on that album, I forget, One Shot. Mm-hmm. It was the first song on that album, and I fucked with him ever since then. He's the first person I heard put Ritz on. Even though Ritz was put on by Yellow Wolf with like the Box Chevy shit, but I ain't never heard that song. I heard the song he did with Caskey first.
Yeah. Well, I think not to cut you off, but I think that like fucking what I liked about Caskey, and probably what you liked about Caskey, is being white dudes who rapped. Like, we only had like this handful of fucking people that rapped that we could like look to, like Eminem, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, but this before Mac Miller. This is like Bubba Sparks. Okay. Fucking Lil White. Like, you were either country.
This is my smoking song.
Yeah, so you were either super fucking country, like almost hip hop, or you were like Eminem, fucking, there was rappers like that. Pinnacle of lyricism. But then like there was Caskies and people that like that's why I connected with Caskey because that's how I rap. Like I'm Eminem's kind of like outside of the culture. You know what I'm saying? And then so is the hip hop shit. Like it's loosely part of the culture of hip hop, but like Caskey is more in tune with like what's actually going on in the culture, the sound, you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is like that's white people music, like fucking Bubba Sparks. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
nobody's listening to Bubba
Sparks. You know what I'm saying? And then Eminem is like either super hip hop heads, he's respected, but it's still white boy music. You know what I'm saying? Like his he ain't gonna lie to you. His demographics probably fucking 90% white. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But Caskey, I felt like was more part of the culture and his sound. You know what I'm saying? It more reflected what I was trying to do. It's like I still want the beats to slap.
Yeah,
I still want the hooks to be like
depth of the lyrics.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. It's to relate to your life as well, and like. You haven't lived Eminem's life.
No.
Your life does not. No, most people's lives don't reflect Eminem's life. People want to feel like it, and that's why a lot of people.
That's why they connect with it. Yeah, they find that little piece that connects with them, and they're
like that. But you're 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now I'm saying that's what the consumer wants. They want to be like, I felt like that. Yeah, that song touched me, and like, but really, it's like these people are different though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, even like a cat I was telling you about earlier, Nico, they're different. Like, they do this shit to a level where cats in our community, I'm telling you, when I say you think you're doing it, you really do think you're not doing it at all.
No.
Right? No. It's 24/7. It's taking care of your voice, like building themselves up to be accepted by the world, not just by the hood, not just by the state, not just by the coast.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you're right. You talk to, like, you mentioned Mac Miller, like, look at because now that he's dead, there's so much shit out there about him. Like, look at him, dude. I mean, he's fucking 3 years old with a fucking guitar and 4 years old on a piano. He's fucking like
everybody you think is hot is way more talented than you think they are.
Every
single person. Like
that's why people fucking and not even musically, but people talk a lot of shit about Waka.
He's ridiculously talented.
Ridiculously talented, and he
Flavor
just
Flav.
Flavor
Flav is a multi-instrumentalist. Dang near
I believe
genius.
it. I believe it.
Look, if you're watching this, take time to look up Flavor Flav piano and watch what Flavor Flav can do. Like, nobody gets in the industry on accident.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to the upper levels on accident. It is determined based off. What you said earlier, I want to say real quick.
No.
Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard.
Yeah, I was about to drop
I hate that
when
phrase.
you said preparation
because it hurts me.
It does. It hurts. But something about preparation. There's another
proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say when we were talking about rehearsing and all that shit. Man. So those are two dope bars y'all need to listen to. But I think what I took from what you were talking about with Cat, preach. I was thinking in its touch. It's down here. But like the whole shit you talking about Caskey and these dudes that are uber talented, like with the Flavor Flav shit, like he can play all these instruments, and I think that's what cats don't understand about the industry either, is like sometimes you have to like check your ego almost all the time, but there are some times when it really has to happen, and it's happened to me quite a few times along my path because I've always been maybe the hardest worker when it comes to music out of everyone around me. You know what I'm saying? Like I put in the work and the time, but then like I would get frustrated when a motherfucker that was like more talented than me, probably, you know what I'm saying? That's debatable. Yeah. But more talented than me could just like show up every now and again and drop a fucking record that was better than and better than anything I've worked on in the last 6 months. Yeah. And I think that like that taught me, and I think a lot of young artists should understand, is like if you have take the opportunity, even if it's like, yo, like this dude asked me to come through and take some pictures. Yeah. You know, some artists that's like Post Malone, like we were talking about Post Malone earlier. So if Post Malone hits me up and's like, hey man, checked out your vlog. Yeah. Can you come vlog the fucking show for me? I'm like, I'm a fucking rapper. Like you should hit me up and ask me to open for you.
And like,
you know what I mean? Like you saw my shit.
But the ego
gets in the way, and they're like, nah, man, I'm only fucking with you if I can rap. Like, I'm not coming to take no fuck. I'm not no picture taker. Like, just like Flavor Flav, motherfucker could probably be his own artist, but he was like, nah, I'm the hype man.
I'm the hype man.
He
bro.
accepted it.
And but he's also the taste man. He's also the man. But imagine like knowing how talented he is. You over here thinking Flavor Flav is just the hype man, and he's telling the engineer what to do. He's telling the producers what to do, and everything is coming out fire. We miss that in people a lot. Yeah. You know, and I firmly believe, like, since we're talking about ego, I think the only place ego has any room is on a stage or during a performance of some kind. You're making a video. If you're gonna take your brand somewhere, have your ego on. After you leave whatever show you're doing, ego needs to die. Yeah. Ego needs to die because you're dealing with real people. Like,
Charlemagne the God said some shit one time.
Right.
He was like, one of the best things, I think he said it a couple times, he said, one of the best things that somebody can say about you is that you are a pleasure to work with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many, we can sit here and name some we were talking about it earlier, we can name some rappers that just don't do well in the interviews because they just too tough. They just too cool to answer some shit. I mean, like, let's go back to the Migos and Joe Budden whenever they had the little thing.
Yeah.
And if you go back and listen to Joe Budden's piece to it, he was like, these motherfuckers weren't giving me shit for an interview. They weren't answering shit, so he got frustrated and left or whatever. He's like, but like,
why'd you come here if you didn't? You came to an interview and you don't want to talk.
You know, so that makes in Joe Budden's eyes, they're not a pleasure to work with. But if he interviews somebody who's super fucking dope, like, I don't know, let's say Chance the Rapper. Yeah. If he interviews a Chance the Rapper and he's like, I'll work with him again because he was a pleasure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But like I said, we always have to factor in, you know, levels at this shit. Migos are the Migos as well, and Joe Budden is not their demographic.
Yeah,
ain't no shit.
Joe Budden, we know nobody believes Joe Budden likes the Migos musically.
No, he didn't.
In the realm that you could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like things also have to make sense.
Both. I think what you're saying is both egos got in the way.
Both egos got in the way in that situation.
Both people both sides needed to check their ego a little bit and just be like,
that's actually
like,
true.
yeah.
You should have had somebody that understands Atlanteans on the podcast with them to vibe it out because you from Jersey.
Yeah, they should have came on this pod because all my favorite rappers from Atlanta.
Okay,
not all, but it just I could say that.
But
favorite like a bop in my car when I'm like trying to ride we listen to fucking T.I., Outkast, Jeezy.
We just talked about Jeezy.
You know what I'm saying? Jeezy when Jeezy dropped.
Dude,
shout out Jermaine Dupri for making Atlanta.
JD.
Jermaine Dupri is the reason.
He's got a lot of dope shit too, bro.
He is the one that said, no, I'm not recording my artists in New York. We're recording them here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He forced the industry to come to Atlanta for work.
Yeah.
Jermaine Dupri.
Dude, go back and see how much he was a part of, like, all the So Def, all the booty mixes and shit, like all that skating rink.
Well, that's a good man.
He had his hand in that shit.
You said
and so
that.
Did Little John.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because what we were all talking about with the ego shit.
Yeah.
That was the next point I was gonna make. Is like for me, I'm an artist that I can be in the studio with some artists and I'll for instance, like, you ever had them people that are like, yo, I wrote this hook, man.
Yeah.
Or they're showing you music of like their homeboy and they're like, I did this, I did that, I did that, da. And the industry's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying you can't be like that. Like, sometimes, like, hey, check out that if you're specifically doing that, but you'll be so. For instance, I'll give a example. Like, Eminem wrote a bunch of shit on the Chronic 2001 for Dre.
Right.
Has Eminem ever said, I wrote that verse for Dre, or I did this for Dre, or I did that for Dre? People, some of them, they don't even know. Like, there's that one particular song, Jay wrote the verses, and people still think, and people think M wrote it.
And The Watcher.
Mm-hmm. And people think M wrote that. You know what I'm saying? But like, M wrote Things Just Ain't the Same for Gangsters. He wrote that whole shit and the hook and everything. I think he wrote the whole fucking song. But the point I'm trying to say is, like, quit letting your ego get in the way of just being like, yo, this dude, for Eazy-E. Motherfucker, Eazy-E didn't write a fucking lyric. Ice Cube wrote his shit, and Ice Cube was smart enough to be like, he has the style, he has the popularity, he has the this, he has it. Like, all I have to, he just doesn't have what I have, which is the fucking vision and the lyrics.
The foundation to that mentality is that this is a show.
Thank you.
The job, and this is what I tell all my artists, like on the artist development tip, I always tell them, this is a show. Your job is entertainer, right? However you can make content that is entertaining, you need to be doing it. You need to be seen as a show. Nothing you see in this industry is real.
No.
Nothing. They have everybody that's up at the upper echelon has PR teams. Kanye West has the next 2 years of his entertainment life planned out. Everything we see him do that is crazy and outlandish, pre-planned. Rehearsed more than likely because he's better than us.
Yep.
Right? Rehearsed more than likely. So when he put the MAGA hat on and everybody's like, oh, what the hell is he doing? He knows what the fuck he doing. He became a billionaire 3 times over after that. Yeah. You tell me he's crazy? All right.
Yeah, damn near bankrupt billionaire, damn near bankrupt billionaire. Like, who the fuck
I'm winning every time. I come out bigger, I lose and come back bigger. How? Yeah. Because it's a plan. And if you don't have a plan, then your show, what people see of you is going to be boring.
It's kind of like how you said, like, the people around here, like, think they're doing it and they're not. Kind of goes back to that because you ask, some people like we've talked to people off the podcast, not just people on the podcast, but we've talked to people off the podcast, and we get into these conversations with them, and they be like, man, I'm just being real. I'm just being real to myself. I'm just being real. But then you listen to their music, and it's all about Lamborghinis, stacks, man, all this lavish lifestyle.
About what you and want your life to be.
You're like, come on, bro. It's like, and I'm not here to knock, because like you said, it is a show, but you got to make it somewhat, like, believable, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody know you ain't nobody living in Charleston having fucking 3 Lamborghinis.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the difference between having
you guys out here got
but like rapping and shit.
Yeah, but the difference,
but it's always deeper than rap.
Yeah, not off rap. But the point is just like, I've always felt like when you're real about yourself, that's when you connect with real people. Yeah, like you can gain fans the other way, but they're coming as quick as they're going. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got those when you connect with somebody on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they say some shit like, fucking my brother went to foster care and I had to stay here.
I feel that.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, oh shit.
Okay,
dog,
but hold up. But like, I agree with that. I do agree with that. But at the same time, it has to be entertaining. They can't just get on here and just be like, Mama was a dope fiend.
Yeah,
Daddy was a drunk.
But
you have to find a clever way to present it to make it entertaining.
Here's the thing, though. Like I said, study to show yourself approved. You have to study this game. There are a million ways to get popping. And just to both your points, there's successful artists who do both those things.
Yeah.
There's successful artists who do both those things. There has to be balance. But if you can connect, again, however you connect, you're talking about connecting emotionally, you're talking about connecting in the sense of, yes, cool, that's dope to me, right? Both of those things can work, but you have to know how to execute and connect emotionally or put on something. I always use Nicki Minaj for the example of, like, she affected a whole generation of women, right? Yeah. Us as men, I don't think many men enjoyed Nicki Minaj at any point in her career. Right?
No.
Okay.
No.
But especially
it's
when
tolerable. Some of it.
You were talking about putting on like being a clown.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call her a clown. She put on a show. She put on it. I call it the circus. It's wild. It's crazy. It's colorful. I like. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's a clown. I think she understands. I'm putting on an full on entertaining show.
Yeah.
And art imitates life. Life imitates art. Then we have these other artists. Russ is somebody who is having massive success independently, but he connects emotionally.
Yeah.
He tells everybody, listen, and he said it himself, part of his show, I buy all these diamonds for y'all.
Yeah.
I don't care about none of this. I want to look like a rapper because I rap and I'm an entertainer, so I'm flashy.
Yeah.
It's the balance, but his soul that we get from him is like, damn, bro, you've been where I've been, and I feel you, and everything you talk about, you connect emotionally.
That's like J. Cole, though, because J. Cole was like, I had a Range Rover, sold it.
Yeah,
I'd ride a bike.
I think he got to get back to himself.
That's
we love him for it.
But that's a good example because I think Cole.
He was Mr. Nice Watch for a little while. Don't forget.
Right. That's what I was about to say. Is that Cole?
Nice watch.
Well, Cole went and got the money, and then did what he wanted to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's one route. But I feel like if you're an independent artist right now and you're trying to do something, I think that you have to look in the mirror and be like, do I want the money, the fame, the this and the that, or do I just want my message to be heard and connected with?
Because both those things can get you a good life.
Yeah, and they'll both get you a good life. Like me, all right. So I'll give myself as an example. Is like you can't do both. So like I have a family, house, a business, all that shit, and I'm as successful as I could be having all that with music. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm content with that. I've done some dope ass shit. Mm-hmm.
You got some great friends.
I've got some great friends, networked with great people. I've made some dope ass music, and I've got a great fan base, a solid following, and I've done all these dope things at this level with having a business, a family, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to decide as an artist. Is like, is that okay? Will I be content with that? Because I don't want to sit here and front like I don't want this podcast to be the biggest podcast in the world. I've
always said I want to be able to go to Walmart and have no problems. I want to be able to go to Walmart and have no problems.
Like fans, fanatic people,
like bruh,
or just money.
Yeah, no, just no fans. Like I don't want to have like. I want one kid to be like, "Yo, shit, you're Asen. Like you did that thing. That's fire."
That shit happened to me twice in my life, dude. Twice in my life, dude. And I was like, damn, that's a good fucking.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say though.
But like, if you want it all, like you have to prepare and do.
I would have to say I need to go to like a Walmart in another state because that shit's happened to me quite a bit around here, and that's what I mean. Like
you're a hometown hero, bro,
and it feels okay, but it's not like what I want. I want motherfuckers to be talking about me like J. Cole. Like, did you hear the shit he said?
If that's what,
did you hear the way he did this and that? Yeah. But I'm telling like young artists, it's like if you're gonna get a girl pregnant when you're 17, like I did, you know what I'm saying? 17 years old getting a girl pregnant. I chose to be a man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And being a man was more important than music.
Yep.
But I feel like if you're 17 right now, don't get a girl pregnant, first off. But you got to put, like, the only way, all these dudes that we're talking about right now put music first. Above everything.
Mm-hmm. Everything. And I want y'all to know, they sacrificed so much.
So much. Like I'm saying.
And it
could be being a father. It could be being a present father.
Time with the people you love is...
So there was a point in time where I was heavy onto the dance scene, right? In the break dancing and just like when that shit was popping, like we were heavy on it. So I had a couple of homies that got into that shit. One of our homies, let me back up. We all had kids early. Mm-hmm. So I had my son when I was like 19. I think my man had a son or his daughter. He's like 20, 21 or something like that. Mm-hmm. But he was really good at dancing. So them boys got a gig in China. Like they would disappear to China for like 5-6 months. Some of them do like 2 or 3 tours with like, famous or Chinese or Japanese or Korean, whoever, like artists over there, like doing big shows. And I'm like, there was times in my life where I was like, damn man, I could have been.
You should have did it.
I could have been, but then I was like, I could have did that, but then I'd have missed my son's first steps. I'd have missed my son learning how to ride a bicycle. So it's like, and I'm not hating on anybody who does that shit. Yo, live your life. I'm not.
It's a choice.
I'm not hating on it. But it's like, I do wish I had those opportunities to do those things because I still love dancing. I love dancing, but it was much more important to me that my kids know. Why? God damn it! I hope people don't take this as hate. Like I'm saying,
it's important to know what's important to you. That's what it comes down to. It's important to know.
That was just what's
important to you. This is a journey. Like this is not like so. First thing I want to tell anybody listening: if you are an artist, slow the fuck down, bro. This is a journey.
Yeah.
This is a journey. You have to learn the game. You have to learn the ins and outs of people. You have to learn yourself. You have to learn your music. You have to learn a little bit of engineering, a little bit of music production, a little bit of music theory. You have to learn so fucking much. You're not going to learn it today. You're not going to learn it all tomorrow. Like, you got to slow down. And if you do get an opportunity, like, take it. I would tell anybody to take it, you know? But, again, like he said, what are you going to sacrifice, and is what you're sacrificing worth it? Could it have been more worth it to go on that trip? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows at this point for you? But if you haven't had that choice to come to that road, like, you might have to miss a birthday. You might have to miss an engagement.
Definitely.
You might have to
You
miss.
will have to.
You
ain't gotta say you might.
What's that
you
song
will.
by George Clooney about being a rodeo man?
George Clooney.
George Clooney. God bless my.
Talking about George Clooney got
soggy bottom boys.
George Strait.
I am the man.
What's the saying song? It's a
Troubadour?
Cheyenne.
Oh, Cheyenne.
The song Cheyenne. Have you ever heard that song by George?
I probably have heard it.
It's basically about he's a rodeo man. Okay. And the whole song is about him talking to his girl and being like, look, I'm really sorry this didn't work out for you. And she's basically calling him being like, look, I'm done. I'm not coming. If either you come home right now or we're over. He's like, baby,
I'm a rodeo man.
He's like, I would come. He's like, I love you so much, but I'm turning around. I'm going back to the rodeo. He's like, if I hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. It's a great fucking song, dude.
Yeah,
listen,
definitely.
That's how it goes, man.
What are you willing to sacrifice?
Yeah, what are you willing to sacrifice, man?
I was gonna say
some people sacrifice their kids and shit.
Of the fact that Steven Seagal. This is just a quick little sidebar. Steven Seagal has a song, and it's called "Strut." And it's terrible.
Oh, is it?
Everybody needs to hear it. We can get back on topic.
I thought you was about to be like, this why I pull my hair back and shit. I got that Steven Seagal coming on your ass.
Patrick Swayze has some joints.
By the way, little fun fact, a little sidebar.
George Clooney, I was like, George Clooney got a song? Oh, yeah, Steven Seagal.
Dog, you never heard George Clooney shit on, have you ever seen the movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, yeah, that was him actually singing that shit.
No, it wasn't him actually singing it.
No?
Was
no,
it?
That
was the original.
But you know the song I'm talking about? I am the man.
Yeah.
You should definitely cut that one, dog. That shit, like, if you cut it, I'll buy it from you.
Hey, let's go.
Straight
I got
up.
that. Let's make that
because that shit is fire, dog. I'm telling you, that shit be dope.
Comes on in the movie. I'm like, everybody, shut up.
Well, hey,
we're listening to this part of the movie.
We about a half an hour in, man. It's my boy Asen. You see me talking about you should cut it this way, cut it that way. He's been in the music scene forever, man. I'm glad that he finally got to come on the pod, man. And we got to kick it, like. That's the main thing, dog, because like he said at the beginning that we have like a lot of mutual friends and interests and shit that we've done. Like we've been in the scene, you know what I mean? And like we've never worked together, so I'm excited to have him here and hopefully we could work together on some shit. But what got you into fucking music and producing and shit like that?
Man, I knew I wanted to do music since 3rd grade. I lived in Virginia. My mom took us to some.
We ain't shit to do but cook.
Hey, my mom ain't play that. Look, my mom ain't play that. You better get your ass in this house, boy. Anyway, but yeah, we went to this concert and we got to sit behind like this orchestra, like the pit. They called it the Pit. It was a stage play, and like I didn't care what was going on the stage, and I looked down. I'm watching the violin. I was like, Mom, I want to do that. I knew. 3rd grade, I wanted to do that. She got me the violin, and it was a wrap from there. I'm a Rawlings kid. I went to Rawlings in Somerville.
Oh, shout out! Home. I know a few people went there.
Talented Rawlings kids out there.
Yeah.
Moving and shaking. And then I played violin from 3rd grade all the way through high school. Started production like my sophomore year. I got my first Fruity Loops sophomore year. Started making beats, and then you get the hey, why doesn't my stuff sound like the stuff on the radio? And then engineering clicked, and I rocked out, did a bunch of stuff for homies out Corey Woods, and then moved to Florida. I did the Full Sail run. Did not graduate, ran out of money, had a lot of family drama going on. But then I just moved out there. I was like, it was so real. Like I came home from college. And, back at my mom's house, and she came in my room, she was like, yo, you're out, and you're going to get an apartment, I'm going to pay your first 3 months rent, we button heads, me and my mom exactly like, right, she threw down MapQuest back in the day, she done MapQuest 3 apartments, laid him on the bed,
go check him out,
look, I called my homie Whitey down in Florida, I was like, bro, I got to get back to Florida, man, my spirit just telling me I need to be there, I need to be down there. And he was like, look, man, me and my girl just broke up. I got a 2-bedroom apartment. Look, I need somebody in here. Hey. God opened up that door. It was Wednesday. I was gone on Friday. I was gone so fast, my best friend didn't know I was gone. Knocking on my door. Like, yo, is Asen home? Like, no, he's gone. Gone. I was out.
He's out.
So, Whitey does video. I met him when I was actually going to Full Sail, but the homie. And so we running around Orlando. He does video. I'm carrying around like a fucking Rode NT1 condenser mic downtown Orlando, and we're recording people like rappers at shows. We linked up with Mad Ills This dude Mad Ills, he basically
no way, dog.
You know Mad Ills? That Mad
Fuck, dog.
Shout out Mad Ills. That's
bro,
my bro.
I'm grind time day one,
grind
son.
Time.
Grind time day one, dog.
Listen, when I say Mad Ills is my bro. Man,
no way,
put
dog.
me on. So we're meeting up shows, and then one day he had a battle, and like the rappers were supposed to be coming from like Tampa, they didn't show up. So he's like, "Look, man, I'm scrapping the battle. Some main event didn't show up, but I'm rapping at this studio that's having their grand opening, right?" And we pull up, and he's like, "Y'all should come out there." Boom, we at Studio 18, Florida, right? This is the dopest studio in Orlando. I don't care what nobody says. So I'm out there. They're having this big show. And little do I know, I'm meeting like all the most amazing artists in Orlando. This dude Connor Smith owned it, right? So I'm mix and mingling, and start interning there. Again, ego to the side, you know what I'm saying? Start interning there, right? Putting in work, meeting all these amazing artists. Like I said, Talib's coming into town. Fucking Caskey's already recording there, you know, with Luke.
Yeah. So jealous of that.
Look, bro, and you know what I'm saying? Like, most amazing experience. But then, like maybe a year in, I became the director of sales and marketing there, and one of the main engineers there. So we had like a 4-person team. Like 3 or 4 engineers to kick it off with, and then once I got the position of director of marketing, we're in the community, and like that was, now we're bringing in the community, and that's been essentially my music journey. We ended up bringing in artists. We had like a whole like commune. I know people on the outside looking in were like, what the fuck they got going on? 'Cause, yeah, like the most amazing like pianist in the city, Chris Cannon, like cats from Broadway, like my homies are in Cali, like everybody from there is out there in Cali, like writing for other artists now, and like starting. I don't know if anybody's heard of Indiepreneur. If you've seen Indiepreneur online,
that sounds familiar.
If you've ever seen Indiepreneur, look up Indiepreneur, like entrepreneur, but Indiepreneur. That man, this dude Circa, fucking genius. Like these dudes were like musical geniuses, and like I got to live. We all lived in the studio. Yeah. Like we lived in it. Yeah. And like some of the most formative years of my life in business and all that, like from a kid from Somerville, but my goal, like I always said, was to take knowledge and bring it back home because I'm from here. Yeah, yeah. And I've seen the talent, but there's always just something missing. I was like, what the fuck is missing? Yeah. And that's what I went to.
Well, that's what I was about to say is like just listening to a piece of that is like what, because you see, like engineers, to me, they take talent and they make it sound better than it actually is. But at the same time, it's like you enjoy, just from you being here, you've name dropped so many people and you've big up so many people and you've told us to check out this many people. Like I can already tell like that to me is what I want in an engineer, is somebody who like believes in you, and like not to mention like what I guess my question is just like, what gave you that desire to help others and like really push others to be better than they are, and to check your ego and let yourself take a back seat and be like, I want your shit to sound even better than my shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, is that something that came from childhood or your mom or your?
100% sure it came from my mom.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's just like, I remember I was thinking about, because I've heard that question before, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, I remember my first time making $100, and I gave it away to a homeless dude.
Yeah.
I remember it clear as day, because I was like, fuck it, this dude was in like, I move off spirit. I'm a spiritual person. Mm-hmm. Right. I have a very deep relationship with God, and I have always grown up in a community that was like, yo, we help people. Like, that's what I've seen. Like, I grew up in Mount Moriah, you know, but growing up in Mount Moriah is like, it's a missionary church.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And even though I wasn't on it. I wasn't the one going on trips with the mentality of like, yo, if somebody needs something, you give it to them. If you got it, you give it to them. Yeah. And you learn to balance that through life, of course. You don't give all that shit away. But that like rooted something into me. Like, I love helping people. And because when we all win, it's so lit than when I just win. Yeah. Like, you know, like I've not to toot my horn, I've been a talented person. Like, I've won things. It's cool. But like, I've done a lot of sports. And I'll tell you, winning with the homies feels so much better.
I hate losing, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you're born that way.
It's just an instant party when the homies, when we win. When you win, it's like you got to call people. You got work to do. Like, hey, listen, I did it. Yeah. No, when we win, it's already on.
Yeah.
The moment we won, we're celebrating together. We get and
it's even better. Like not to derail, but it's even better when it's like the homie that everyone over there thought couldn't win. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're on the basketball team and the motherfucker that ain't scored a point all year hits the game winner on the fucking senior night. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't even passing the ball.
Motherfucker got some deflection and threw the shit up and hit the buzzer beater, and it's just like
we won.
You pull for the fucking team.
For the team, bro.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
like, we've been like basketball coaches for like little kids and shit.
Word.
I'm saying we did that shit for a long time. I was in the dance game, so I was like a dance choreographer for young kids and shit. It's like so. We can't play with y'all. Like, we just got to be over here on the sideline and doing our thing. You know.
Yeah, you wish you could put your jersey on.
I can't dance with y'all. I can show y'all the steps, but it's y'all. It's like y'all gonna do it. And just like seeing like a team win or a dance team, kick some shit and be dope or anything like that. Like just like being a part of the team and seeing them win. Even if I wasn't even in the spotlight doing it, because it's weird. Because like not to toot my own horn, it's like my own dick. But I feel like I've been a kind of a talented guy.
The Marilyn Manson.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've been a talented dude.
I was wondering why you was in the hospital last week. You was taking some ribs out.
So anyway, so like is. Even like little celebrations, like I don't like all the spotlight on me. I don't like it. Just
I experienced that.
I graduated college, right, and everybody came to my graduation. And they're all like, "Fucking yay, what's up?" If you look back, remember, I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." It's not that big a deal. Like, even though it is, it really is. But I don't like all that attention. So I would rather focus on who I was in class with. Like we all did this together. You know what I'm saying, or like
y'all did y'all's fucking thing.
Because when you do great. The people that have done great things in life know that they didn't do it by themselves. No matter what anybody else says, and everybody else sees all the time. Outside, like
it's funny you said that because like I just booked. There's this kid. He's about to come on in like a couple weeks, man. And, Ace is his name. Chef Ace, man, is his name. He's like 8.
Shout out all the Aces out there, man.
He's got I think cerebral palsy, but he was just in MUSC and He likes to cook and shit, and he was in there cooking for the nurses and the doctors, the whole team, in his floor. And Gordon Ramsay caught wind of it, sent him a little vlog video. Was like, "Keep up, Ace, da da da." But fire. so like he's been on Live 5, and I'm gonna have him on. But the girl that hit me up and was like, "Yo." Would you like to have this kid home? I was like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. But when in our text back and forth, I kept saying we. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, after, like, we've been texting for days about it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Going back and forth. And then she was finally like, is this not your podcast? And I was like, she was like, well, you just keep saying we and us and all these things, and it's like, is this not your podcast? I was like, oh, my bad. Like, it's just a habit. Like, I don't mean it, but I have a co-host, I have a cameraman. Like, I don't ever say I or me or none of that. I always say us, we. Like, we can't wait to have him on. We can't wait for this. We can't wait for that. We'll do this. We'll do that. Just reach out to us. Man. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, but
shout
it's
out to
just
cameraman,
like
real quick. Shout out to cameraman. The cameraman never get the shout out.
Shout out Foolish. We shouting him out, though. But yeah, that's like that's the mentality you have to have, and I think I don't know. It's probably some shit I read along the way. But to backtrack to what you were saying about being spiritual and all that. So like, there was a time in my life where. And I've tried to tell. I was reading. I always read, but I read this book, right? And it was I hate using the word religious, but it was a religious book, and he was just like, do everything like you're doing it for Jesus. If you're Muslim, if you're this, that, whatever, do it for whatever your higher power is. Do everything like you're doing for that. And I tried that for like a month, right? Yeah. And it was great. Like I have so many. I could go on for another hour about
how many
stories.
people you connected.
Just crazy, dog. Man. But it will show you like how hard it is to be a good person. Like people think they're good. I think I'm good all the time.
When you try to be good. It's
I try. I think I'm a good person. Like I'm there for who I can be there for. Yeah. I started this podcast to help people, even though like people from the outside might be like, oh, he just wants views or this or that. Like I don't care about none of that shit.
Hey, the platform's built. Come here or don't.
Yeah. Come or
Dude,
don't.
This is just fun.
But I created it. It is fun. I love just having people tell their stories. But I created it to give people a platform, like you said, to tell their stories. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really created for. Like I have the studio, I have the microphones, I have the recording program. I could easily just sit here and just me and you could just show up every week and talk about whatever we want. But that's not what I want. I want everyone to have a place where they could come and tell their story and know that it's a safe place where you could come and tell your story. But the point of the matter is like I was like, just put people in my way that I can help. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding down the road.
Yeah.
Broke down. You know what I'm saying? Pull over. Like the first person, dog, that I pull over to help is this younger cat, and he's just like, I pull over, I'm like, yo, you need some help or a ride or whatever, and dude's like, you need some ecstasy? And I'm like, nah, bro, I don't need no fucking ecstasy. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, I got this, I got that, and I'm like, so
bro, you need some help?
Yeah, I'm like, you need help or not, dog? Because if not, I'm out. You sound like you got it. You got everything you need. Like, I wouldn't need help either. But then, like, another like week would go, or not even a week, like a few days would go by, and like two older ladies are like trying to change their tire, and like I'd get out and they'd be weirded out, like I'm gonna try to hurt them. Like it's how fucked up the world is.
Yeah,
like,
people are scared of
90% of the time, it's just like it's a hard experience because
and we all out here. We so scared of each other. We all. But
I feel like that's the type of shit like people don't understand. Is like when if you're really a good person, like it's like you got to be that good Samaritan, and the road to Damascus is long and hard, and motherfuckers don't like being helped. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to have people in the fucking world that are willing to help and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
I've had so many times like I try to do specials, and people are like, why is the studio so cheap? Because like, bro, I'm trying to work, and I want y'all to win. Yeah, that's it. I'm just trying to reach people that in other situations couldn't normally reach me, bro. Like let's work, let's go. But like I said, bro, mentalities are cool. Is the key thing that's keeping anybody behind. It's how you view the world, and like it's a real thing to force yourself to see positive. Like a lot of people don't understand it, that you really have to really like push yourself sometimes to be like, yo, it's okay. Like in spite of everything that I think is really fucked up right now, it's okay. Like life is good. Like I'm blessed. Like my kids are good. My mom's good. Like even with the bad shit, I can count more good. Yeah. I promise you can. Like
you ever heard the phrase like if you put all your problems in a bucket and we all dumped our bucket on the ground, we would all pick up only our problems.
Straight like that.
Like, I don't want your problems. I don't want you don't want my problems. Everybody's gonna be like, I'll deal with my own.
Have you seen it was like going around on YouTube, I think, for a while. But they had like 300 people write their name on a balloon. And then they put everybody put their balloons in a room. And then the professor was like, all right, everybody go in there and get your balloon. Get your name. Everybody goes, you know what I mean? Like, he said there would be a prize or whatever. So everybody goes in there and they're fucking just pushing each other, looking for a balloon with their name, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, 10 minutes goes by, nobody's found their name. Because there's 300 fucking names.
It could be so easy.
And so then he's like, all right, everybody come back out. And he was like, okay, so now every time you find a balloon, yell out that person's name. You know what I mean? And be like, grab a balloon. Chris! And then Chris comes. Within like a minute or two, everyone had their balloon. Yep. Because everyone assisted and helped and got it done. And he was like, see, that's how the world is constantly. It's like you go into the world and you just worry about your fucking self every day. and your life's hard.
Yep.
Because you've worried about yourself all day and all your problems. But you could have went and found that dude that's tire was fucked up, and while you're fixing his tire, he's like, "What are you doing?" Like, "Oh, I'm an audio engineer," and he's like, "Well," and you're
I
like,
run
"Okay,
Sony.
yeah." He's like, "I run Sony," or even smaller dudes your mixer went out last night, and you helped this dude, and he's like,
I've been trying to get rid of mine.
Man. Here's this mixer, dude. That's all. You talking about music? He's like, I got this mixer in my trunk for like 3 months. I haven't used because I'm moving and shit. And like, you end up with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's how life fucking really works. There's no coincidences, and I think people like fall short on that shit, dog.
I'm a firm believer that humans are 100% better at helping others than helping themselves.
Definitely.
I think we're all better at helping somebody else than helping ourselves. And if everybody thought like that, somebody would be helping you while you're helping somebody.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes us different from animals.
Yep.
Animals are built to survive. We're built to survive and help others survive.
Yep.
Like, animals ain't really built that way. Like
we could make animals' lives better.
Yeah,
if we really took 100%,
you know, 100%. And most of the time, we're the only ones that do. We almost fuck it up.
We can fuck their shit up too. Just
time we do.
Yeah.
We tried to do it with the plastic straws, but you know,
that's a whole new problem.
Damn, humans are like, nah,
listen, but
paper straws.
Humans like that's what I've always believed we're here for. We're here to help the next man, and the people that have that mentality and the work ethic with their talent are the ones that go the furthest. Because
definitely,
like, and you've been deep enough in this industry and around people to know that when you can really connect, like, people will go out, people will bend over backwards for you. Like, I was just talking to my brother about this, like, down in Orlando, like, if you got a show, if you want to throw a show, right? And you're out here talking about it, there's going to be a guy like, if he's your friend, he's going to be like, yo, what do you mean? Oh, I know the dude that's so-and-so. Let me call him right now for you. Hey, bro, yeah, my little homie, he's dope. He's trying to throw a show. And I've got 4 other artists. We've got a night now. Like, people will go out of their way. Mm-hmm. And it's not even about the money. It's about the love. It's about the love, man. And that's what it needs to be about.
Definitely. Always.
Help
just
your bro.
For love.
Help your bro, he'll help you.
What's something like, I've been asking this lately, so I'd like to ask you before we sign off. But what's like what we've been saying, like a guilty pleasure, but maybe even just like somebody concert, something like, what's something that you fuck with that's outside of the hip hop or R&B realm? You know,
the way he asked it is like, what's something you bump in your shit only when you're by yourself?
Yeah, when you by yourself and you're like, I'm about to throw on some Ed Sheeran. You know what I'm saying? Like something
and
just
get down on that.
Yeah,
shit,
just like you know every word, and like you wouldn't tell nobody you knew every word. You know, like if all the boys in the car, you're like, okay, we listening to new Roddy Ricch.
I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna give you a real deep one, and then I'm gonna give you an artistic one.
All right.
The real deep one is Smile Bomb. It's the opening theme song to Yu Yu Hakusho, which is an anime, fire anime.
Nice.
Y'all don't watch anime, y'all would rock with Yu Yu Hakusho.
I'll check it out.
The intro song is the most positive song I've ever heard in my life. And when it comes on, it's my jam.
Hell yeah.
Now,
that's a great one.
Artistically, I listen to a lot of shit. I listen to weird shit because I love music.
Well, you can go as weird as you want, but maybe more like.
But like what I actually really like vibe with, like heavy.
I would just say that people would know what you're talking about.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like pop, poppy, alternative, something that.
Dang.
Like what's the? Yeah.
Oh, like, listen, that was my brother. Sorry, bro. My brother was a Backstreet Boys fan. Yeah. I was in sync.
But I guess that's what I guess I'm more getting to is
I'm trying to listen. It's so.
I should ask it more that way though. Is just more like what's a song that if you bust out in the song right now, all of us would know and we'd all be ashamed to know it. But you fuck with, we all fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Shake it up, shake it up. Like you know what I mean? Just something that's like.
Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Bird is the word. Bird.
Hey, every time I hear that song, I think of Peter Griffin. Yeah, with the chicken and shit.
Listen, I be terrorizing my girl with that, but also like it just got a whole resurgence because rest in peace, Magoo, and like I'm listening to the old Magoo tracks, right?
Yeah.
And he used. I didn't realize he used that shit.
In case you ain't heard, that was my shit. That song.
I was like, yo.
That was that ooh, love to love you.
Listen.
So was Timbaland like a big influence on you?
Musically? 100%. I thought I production wise, like as a producer, I was like, yo, Timbaland used to be my goat until Ye showed up.
I was gonna say because like there's been
Timbaland and Magoo, dog, was my favorite song by them.
He wasn't discount Q-Tip,
dog,
but he was
that,
still Magoo.
I got my eyes on you.
Yeah, that was
that Indian flute.
Like he got
that was like 2000.
That was their like second album.
Yeah.
It was their last one I think they put out.
Too. Like people sleep. That's what I'm trying to say. People
we had this conversation the other night. It wasn't on the pod, but because he's not a fan of Ashanti, I am a fan of Ashanti, but I agree with him. Like
I personally think Ashanti got a lot out of a little.
Yeah,
that's my.
I'm not like a super fan of Ashanti, but
she's way better now. I would say that too.
She had Timberland.
100%.
And not Timberland. I mean, Aaliyah had Timberland, but Ashanti didn't have Timberland. I think that like
she was on
Murder
Inc.
And that's what I meant to say, was like she didn't have Timberland. And I think like if she had Timberland, she would have made similar songs to Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? Like she would have thrived more, but instead she had everything he lit. You know what I'm saying? And I was a Ja Rule fan when that motherfucker hit.
I
fuck with Ja Rule.
You can name 10 hits of Ja Rule right now.
You'll bump some Ja Rule at any time and people gonna have a good time.
But we had the conversation. I was like, Aaliyah, like we were talking way earlier in the podcast when like everyone
also had Kels.
But when everyone gets behind you, right? Like you said, Kels gets behind you, Timberland gets behind you, Missy gets behind you, and everybody fucking just is like, we don't care if you blow up and we don't.
We believe in you.
We believe in you. And that didn't happen for Ashanti. No. Ashanti was like, we're trying to push Ja. We're trying to. Irv wants to be the fucking producers dancing in the video. Come to death row. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that dynamics were happening to Ashanti, and I think she could have been better. That's all I want to say. And I'm not trying to like big up her, but
situations 100%.
They definitely do. I feel like they were trying to push too many things. It's like Murphy Lee.
Yeah,
I was a huge Murphy Lee fan, but they couldn't.
He still makes $7 million a year.
I bet. I mean, he's got fucking.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yep.
I bet, dog. But Murphy Lee was the same type of situation where he was so dope. He had way better bars than Nelly. Yeah. Like he could rap better than Nelly. But but Nelly they were pushing Nelly.
But Nelly
and
was
they
the star.
didn't have he was the star and they didn't have the.
But he was with that too. And like just to piggyback off that, like if you have a group of friends and you know that everybody loves that guy over there, ego to the side. He's the one. Like
it doesn't matter how much better of a rapper you are.
TDE knew that Kendrick was the one.
Yeah.
But they still led with what's Brett name? J-Rock. J-Rock came out first.
Yeah.
He was the one doing all Hot 97 and he just spearheaded, and then Kendrick came out. Oh, who the fuck? But the West Coast already knew about Kendrick. We was learning. We was learning about this kid. But like they knew he was the one, but they also knew the climate of the game. J-Rock got to come out first because West Coast needs some bars at the time. But Kendrick came in and took it to Launchpad. Yeah. He just piggybacked right off J-Rock.
Yeah. And
now everybody's winning.
And he had Dre.
Yeah, he had the whole West Coast,
but
like,
Dre was pushing. There's a bunch of West
Coast. There's still a bunch of unreleased
Well, the
Dre
common
Kendrick
theme is just that people get,
the team behind.
It ain't like here. Like people get behind in other cities. You know, New York is like it's like everybody's pushing that shit. Everybody's pushing Outkast at the time that Outkast was Outkast.
Atlanta got behind him. The people in the industry, the media people, the producers, like, yo, he's the one. Chicago got behind Ye.
Yeah.
The whole
and recently,
city.
like Dirk. You know what I'm saying? Like Dirk, to me, isn't the greatest rapper ever, but everyone is
But I would say when we say everyone, we're talking about everyone that's involved in actually creation. I'm a firm believer. You don't need your city behind you.
No.
But you do need the people that are in your city that are serious, working, dedicated. Like, you do need those people.
The city will come. The city will come.
Yo,
once they see other cities fucking with you, then they're gonna be like,
your people will support you. Ours. Your people will support you when strangers celebrate you.
Absolutely.
Shout out Nico Israel.
Yo, say that again.
Your people will support you when strangers celebrate you.
And what was the other one? We gotta hit that before we go.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
No, the engineer. The gear don't make the engineer, though. The gear don't make the engineer. That's what we like to hear.
Andrew Sheps. If you don't know who Andrew Sheps is, look up Andrew Sheps.
Yeah.
My dog mixes 100% in the box, and he's mixing for the best artists in the world.
Hell yeah.
So,
well, before we kick rocks, let's plug your shit, man. AasenMixedIt.
AasenMixedIt.com. Go and book all your audio engineering services. Also do live sound. You got events. And if you need music, I know all the most amazing artists and musicians in the city. And shout out to WaterPod, man.
Yeah.
Yo, and also I gotta give a few shout outs. Gotta give
do it. Shout them out, baby.
All my Orlando, Florida family. I love y'all. I miss y'all to the death. In town, you already know. Band Up, Denver Lanes. Who else? Nemo Blues, Bees, Mossburg, Montana, Black Rose. You already know two of the hottest producers in the city. Shout out Mac Rich, man, Luna, my boy Tazzy, K Tazzy, man. There's so many people, and I don't have a lot of time. Man, I love all y'all. You already know Yazzie, Strange, bro. Family Rich, still all love.
Hell yeah. You do mobile recording and shit too, right?
I do. Actually, that's something I'm working on. I had something going on. I pulled it back, but I'm actually back on it now. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But main studio is out there in Johns Island. Shout out Matt Tootin, Daniel, Trizzy, I said, Black Rose at the Lab, Johns Island. Hit us up. Got the best quality setup right now. Like full hybrid, but we got the Neumann, the Tube Tech. We've got analog pull text, man, we've got everything you could want. Everything you can want.
Hell yeah.
What's up?
Well, get at him, man. I'll tag him on all of our shit. AasenMixedIt. We'll AasenMixedIt.com, but we'll put all the tags in there.
It's all the same thing on Facebook. And that's AASEN Mixed It.
Bam, just like that. Gang. Spell it right.
Squad. Listen, you don't know how many people tear up my name.
Yeah, fuck. I'm glad they didn't ask me to fucking pronounce the last name.
Listen.
Bloodorm. I don't know. It's in there though.
It's wild.
I get my shit fucked up all the time. People call me Whiteledge, Rutledge. I'm like, how the fuck you get Rutledge, dog? It starts with a I don't know.
Them being dyslexic people. Just add and take out letters.
Straight up, Asen, Cousin Sal. Hey. Like I always say, think harder, work smarter. If you want it to grow, just add water. It's the Water Pod. AasenMixedIt. Squad. Cousin Sal. We out. Peace. Yeah.
My shit morbid, horrid. I'm in orbit, straight gas. I just floor it, full glass. I just poured it. Should I pour it out? Trying to sort it out. Stretch this music like accordion. The whip of DeLorean. This shit got some corn in it. You born, I was born with it. In the whip, my thumb drive to the store and shit. Can't pronounce this foreign shit. Take it day by day, fuck that looking forward shit. In the sand line, I'ma need some more of this. Hitting every orifice, what you expect up on some 40 shit. You know this life is short as shit, so live like it's your last one.